Okay, we're gonna close it out then with Andy. Woo! Andy.
I'm going to give a message of hope, which may seem perhaps a little silly and out of place right now. My name is Andy Thayer. I came out in 1979, having moved to Chicago from a little hamlet that was one stoplight town in upstate New York. And yeah, things were rough for the first several years. The AIDS crisis started in my young adulthood, and it was scary. But later on in my life, when I was no longer even terribly young, there was a lynching of a young man named Matthew Shepard. And people were horrified around the country. The politicians didn't do shit. In fact, we had President Jimmy Carter, not Jimmy Carter, sorry, I'm mixing up my Democrats here. This was Bill Clinton who passed the Defense of Marriage Act and Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the two single biggest pieces of anti-queer legislation the country had seen in the late 20th century. But what changed was not the politicians. What changed was the young people. Because at the time of Matthew Shepard's murder, there were only 6 gay-straight alliances in the entire United States. 6 months later, there were over 1,000. And those kids began teaching their peers. And they did much more than any of us activists did. They changed the generation, and that generation grew older. And I look at all the student walkouters right now. They're doing the same goddamn thing. They're changing this country in spite of all the weak-ass, cowardly politicians of both parties. And a lot of those young kids, they're queer-friendly, they're trans-friendly, and they look at these bigots in the White House and the cowards in Congress, and they're disgusted. Yes. So there is hope. That's my message. We can change this country, but it's going to come from all of us. It's not going to come from the politicians. You're making the change right here now, and should be proud of that, where you're standing right now. So it looks horrible right now, and I think I also want to send one message to my queer siblings who are not trans, and that is, you got to stand up for your trans brothers and sisters, because this is about bodily autonomy. This isn't just about trans people or gay people. This is about anyone who ever wanted to control their body, to have an abortion, to be able to raise kids in a healthful environment, even though you can't so-called afford it. This is about the vast majority of people in this country. It isn't trans people alone. They're on the front lines, and we need to stand next to them. But after they come for the trans people, they're coming for everyone else. So we need to stand up for bodily autonomy for everyone. Thank you.
When trans rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When trans rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When abortion rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When abortion rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
All right, thank you all so much for coming out tonight. It's fucking cold, and I'm sure we'll see each other in the streets, so if you see me out there, you can talk to me. I'm fine with you approaching me. But yes, I hope you all have strength. Keep yourself eating, keep yourself sleeping. We need all the strength we have right now to fight this. And I will see y'all on the streets.
Yay.